you for coming on the show to talk about this incredibly important topic. Now, Youssef, obviously you're an expert and an analyst on Middle Eastern affairs, but you've also been touched by the conflict personally, haven't you? Tell us quickly about how you've been impacted personally.
I was in Gaza 1 month for this genocide, and I was lucky to see all my family members. Sadly, I'm here in London reporting on the events from a distance. I lost my sister and 7 of my nieces and nephews and dozens of my relatives, cousins. And I was isolated from them because of the lack of communications for over a month. They are still under the rubble, unable to bury them. And this is not the first time that I cover and lose family members. This is the 5th time, the 5th war. And it's really heartbreaking to see those horrific images coming from Gaza.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, Youssef. Terrible what is going on there. I mean, you've got family presumably that are there right now. What is the mood amongst the Palestinian community that is based in Gaza at the moment?
Well, to be honest, they are busy how to survive in Gaza. They pay less attention to what's happening in The Hague regarding the ICJ hearings to charge Israel with genocide. Every day they wake up unharmed is a miracle for us. And they are unable to stock up supplies, food, water, medicine. It's very cold. There's power outages, lack of communications. Destruction is everywhere. It's terrible. It's heartbreaking that human beings in the current century are being deprived their own basic rights.
And Youssef, what is your analysis of, it's just over 3 months now since the attacks by Hamas that kicked this whole latest saga off. But of course, the conflict didn't start there. It's been going on for a very, very long time. It is, Gaza is occupied. I know a lot of people contest that, but it is by Israel. What's your analysis, the big picture analysis of where we are right now?
Well, let's make it clear. Israel is a country above the international law. It keeps violating the humanitarian international law. It enjoys impunity. That's why until this moment, despite the fact that the ICJ hearing is ongoing for the 2nd day, Israel continues to kill civilians indiscriminately, continues to starve the population, continues to control what goes in, what goes out, continues to ignore all the calls of the world to ceasefire. This is the reality on the ground. And if this is not enough, they say, okay, do what you want. We are going to attack Yemen. So Yemen is being attacked now by the US, by the UK, by Israel, and other countries. This shows that disregard to the Palestinian suffering. They want to punish anybody who supports Palestinians.
Yeah, now the other thing that I've picked up on as well, and something which isn't reported on very widely, we all hear about the bombings of the civilians in Gaza, but there's also been attacks, haven't there, from Israeli settlers on Palestinians living in the occupied territories. Give us an update on what's been going on there, if you've got any information, Youssef.
Israeli settlers are heavily armed and protected by the Israeli occupation forces across the West Bank. There are around 600 checkpoints, security points, and those settlers are attacking Palestinian civilians across the West Bank, and they are being fueled and supported by extreme right officials such as Smotrich, such as Ben Gvir, who is arming settlers. And this shows that Israel's justification to attack Gaza to say that they are for self-defense attacking Hamas, this is a blatant lie, because in the West Bank, Hamas doesn't operate there. Israel wants to provoke Palestinians to justify its attacks, despite the fact that the U.S. administration, Biden himself, and other officials, they say Israel has to restrain itself because it will send the region into turmoil.
Yeah, and it is absolutely terrible what has gone on over the past 3 months and also over the past few decades. What do you think the prospect for peace is now? Is there an appetite for peace at all within the Palestinian community? Or, is this going to refuel more acts of violence because of what's happened over the past 3 months? What's your assessment on that?
If Israel doesn't occupy Palestinian lands, Palestinian resistance groups wouldn't have been existed. And this is the fact. Israel continues to defy international law to end its occupation, to end the siege, and it enjoys this impunity. I think also Israel created so much hatred, whether it's amongst Palestinians or amongst the world who is watching this genocide unfolds day after day for the past 100 days. James, can you imagine? 100 days and the world is watching. Over 23,000 Palestinian civilians, including 11,000 Palestinian children. No one is talking about those children. Israeli officials say that Hamas did terrible attack on the 7th of October. Yes, okay. But what about the 8th of October, 9th of October? Until now, 11,000 Palestinian children and babies, paramedics, attacks on journalists, attacks on hospitals, schools, markets, universities. Everything is a target in Gaza. And you've seen these horrific videos when those soldiers dance and sing and send their tank shelling and airstrikes indiscriminately. So peace can be attained if Israel just admit that it is occupying Palestinians and it is ready to end its occupation.
Yeah. Now, Youssef, it is the Israeli state which is committing these. I don't think there's any other word other than crimes when you're killing innocent civilians. That is being done by the Israeli state. There are a lot of Jewish people around the world, and I've actually got one from the Israeli parliament on next, Ofer Kasif, who are calling for a ceasefire, and they disagree with the occupation of Palestine. What would you like to say to those Jewish people around the world that are against what is going on now?
I would like to thank them for being pro-justice, for being human beings, because the Israeli government has been treating Palestinians as subhumans. It has been demonizing us, because when you want to commit genocide, the attacker, the victimizer, is going to paint a bleak picture about you and equate you as a devil, as a demon. And this was proven when Netanyahu himself said that the children of Gaza are children of darkness. And many Israelis, including officials, they say we must kill 100,000 Palestinians, and everybody in Gaza was involved on the 7th of October. No one is innocent, and so on. So there is an ongoing incitement campaign to continue justifying their actions, saying that the whole of Gaza is responsible because they elect Hamas. What about those 11, 16 years old people who were born after Hamas was elected? Are they also involved? So I would like to thank those Jewish voices, although they are being marginalized and attacked by Israeli authorities. We've seen one of the videos, Israeli students attacked their own teacher because he was calling to send more aid into Gaza. So we would like to see these voices, maximized.
Youssef, thank you so much for giving your opinion and your analysis. I'd love to get you back on the Freeman Report at some point. But like I said, really sorry to hear about your family members, and I hope they're all safe going forward. Youssef hello, everybody. Thank you very much. Right, okay, we're going to take a short break.